Hello, hello, you talented stars and starlets. It's your stage mom here, Chantele Francis. And if this is your first time on my channel, then welcome. Make sure you subscribe right down below. So this channel is all about ways to level up in your entertainment careers. If you're an artist, performer, any sort of creative, this channel is for you. So today is Monday, which means it's Motivation Monday. And how I wanted to use this time with you today is to talk about ways to get out of a rut or get out of a funk, get some internal motivation just to get going. Because we talk a lot about like having your goals and doing this and doing that and writing this out. And yes, like writing out your goals is very, very important for you even starting to actually achieve them, of course. But sometimes we do get into a rut, and then sometimes we start beating up ourselves over the fact that we aren't motivated to do the things that we know we want to do or that we know is going to be beneficial for us. Sometimes this is resistance, which we talk about on Sundays, kind of creeping in. But these are just some ways specifically that you could use on a daily basis or whenever you feel like you're in a rut and you want to start changing that energy. These are just some tricks. So I have about 7 that I wanted to share with you. So this one's hard. The first one I would say is hard for me. I haven't done it yet. We are still in quarantine, so I don't have a schedule, and without having a schedule, I seem to be staying up later than I usually would and waking up later than I usually would. And I do find when I wake up earlier, I am more motivated to do things. Now, yes, I'm a night owl or night hawk or whatever you want to call it, and I do thrive in the evening, but I don't necessarily get the things that I need to do done. Like I don't sit down and start writing in the evening. I don't sit down and start doing things in the evening. Like I might be social, I might be chatty, I might watch TV, I might read a book or whatnot. But the things that I like, my life purpose things, my important things, I don't end up doing them past 10 p.m. So number 1 is start waking up earlier. So I'm going to challenge both of us to start waking up at, I don't even know if I want to say it, 9? Now, when we start waking up at 9, first we'll start setting an alarm just to get your body in a rhythm to start waking up at 9. And then, because you're going to be tired earlier, you'll probably start being tired more so now at like midnight or 1 a.m. or so. So you'll have, a good 8 hours of sleep. Best amount of sleep time is about 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep is the best for most adults. And so, yes, going to sleep latest like 1:30, we'll say. And let's start waking up at 9:30 in the morning. So we'll do that for a few days where you set an alarm, and then I think after 3 days you should be in a rhythm enough that you'll fall asleep at 1:30 and you'll wake up at around 9:30, and then you'll be on your own body rhythm. Now, waking up a little bit earlier, that's going to be like 3 or 4 hours earlier than I have been waking up because I've been going to sleep 3 or 4 hours later. But I find that I get more done, and I want to do more. It's morning, it's daylight. Like I do feel when I want to be active when it is daylight. Sometimes when I wake up later in the afternoon, I'm like, oh, if I go out and I, go on a walk and I do this and that, it's going to be like 6 p.m. and then it's going to start getting dark and then the day's over. So you just have a lot more day to play around with, and you'll find that you'll just naturally be motivated to do things because you are awake and you have that morning energy. And there's I can't remember who it was. I think it was Robin Sharma. I'm sorry if I got this name incorrect. But he mentions that it's, what's the rule? The 90-90 rule? There's a rule that he has where he basically says for 90 minutes when you first wake up in the morning is when you should be working on your masterpiece or when you should be working on your big idea or your big dream. And so I have things that I've been wanting to work on, and I kind of do a little bit here and a little bit there. But if I give myself 90 minutes in the morning, in 90 days, I think it's 90 minutes in 90 days, I will have completed my big idea, my big thing. So what day is it today? Today is the 18th. It is May 18th. I am today going to start setting my alarm for 9:30 a.m. And for the first hour and a half, I am obviously going to do my meditation, my journaling, all the other little things that I do when I wake up. But then I'm also going to spend an hour and a half on my big idea. This is the commitment I'm going to do. And I would hope that you guys would join me on this one. So number one, I think it's going to be the most challenging one for myself, but I'm up for a challenge. I'm up to see what can happen if I just shift who I am, like just shift it. And it's something that I can shift because I don't have to worry right now since I'm still in quarantine and I do not have anywhere that I need to be that I can very easily shift this. So I'm just going to start waking up at 9:30 in the morning. I hope you guys do too. So number two, so if you're in a rut, you're in a funk, just go outside. I know that we are in quarantine right now, and so getting together with people and stuff like that is not really that possible, but just go for a walk every day. Or when you feel like you're in a rut, just go for the walk. Like just get some fresh air, just move around a little bit and get into nature, and just, you can hear birds, you can see trees, and you can smell flowers. And, you know, if you are able to walk barefoot in on the grass, that's really great for grounding energy, getting the energy of the earth through you. The energy of the sun is revitalizing, it's rejuvenating, it creates life. So it's life force energy that, you might be just missing some vitamin D. You just need to get out there. When I was living in Vancouver, I never really found myself to be a depressed person. I never really had that as something a challenge, like a mental health challenge that I had ever had to experience. But while I was there, I was so sad. And I didn't really understand why, but it was because I was craving the sun. It really wasn't sunny that often. And, it would be like 60 days of just rain and overcast. And I just didn't realize that I couldn't handle that. I just thought I was just sad and depressed. But really, I realized, like, oh my goodness, it might be because I'm not getting that life force energy. And it's something that I wasn't used to not having. And so I wasn't able to, for myself, be able to live in that environment because I wasn't getting enough sunlight. People suggested getting like a light box or a happy box. I never actually ended up doing that. I ended up just moving back to Toronto. So life force energy, the sun's energy is really important. Getting that, just smelling the air and getting that oxygen in and, getting out of your four walls is really great for just shifting your motivation. And I bet you also, going for a long walk, ideas come. Like if you're not like listening to music or whatnot, like walking and just kind of listening to music, it could be really helpful. I'd gone on a spiritual retreat to Mount Shasta, and we would just do like these silent walks. And crazy as it may sound, when you start listening, you do get some messages from the universe. I felt as though I could understand and feel the consciousness of the trees. I can feel like the energy, and I was getting some psychic downloads and some psychic information. So if you are one that is open to this kind of spiritual connection, walking through nature, walking through a forest, and asking and to be open and to receive messages, it's very possible that you can get some amazing aha moments and bright ideas. So that's number two. Not very hard to do. And number three it kind of goes along with number two, but it's move your body. Now, you don't have to go to the gym for an hour, but do some jumping jacks. What I've been doing since I've been in quarantine is like, if I'm making stuff in the kitchen, if I'm chopping things on a cutting board, I got to do some squats or do some like leg lifts on the side, or I'll do jumping jacks, or I don't really like push-ups, so I don't really do push-ups, but I'll say do some push-ups if that's something that you're inclined to do. And I'm actually thinking of going on Amazon right now and buying a jump rope and just getting some jump rope in just so I can do some skipping. Just getting that body moving, it helps release what is it? Yeah, it raises your serotonin levels, and your serotonin levels is like the happy drug. And so moving your body, getting that energy going, raising that serotonin is really, really amazing for breaking you out of that rut, breaking out of that cycle that you're in, changing your energy, and just bumping up, making you happier, making you feel good. So just get your body moving in any sort of way. You don't have to do a lot of it. Just change that energy. Number 4, this one, a little bit more challenging during times of quarantine, but we have been making do by doing Zoom calls or FaceTime calls. And so that is social interaction. Interacting with people, though, this is what is important, is chatting with people who, maybe you admire, maybe they are very optimistic, they are someone that you aspire to be, someone that you can bounce ideas off of. It's just generally finding having a group of friends or people that you can call and turn to just to have a little bit of a chat, just to obviously connect, touch base, see what's going on in each other's lives. And I find that whenever I connect with the people that I am motivated by, I do get motivated. You know, I've talked before about my best friend. She, talks about when she wants to start writing something, she does her Pomodoro timers, and she will, set out a certain amount of time, and she'll do Pomodoro timers for, I don't know, a couple hours, and she gets stuff done. And like, I'm always like, oh my God, you're my hero right now, because we years ago were both really great at procrastinating. We're both really great at not being able to say no and always taking up extra work and kind of not being there for everybody else, but we're necessarily putting in enough time for our own self. And so the fact that I could see her using these different ways to shift that and be able to complete certain tasks, I'm motivated by it, and I'm inspired by this. And so talking to somebody or friends, or even getting a team together, like a group of people, like-minded people that not commiserate, but help motivate, that you are motivated by, and they're motivated by you and what you're going through and the things that you are interested in. So just a group of optimistic friends, or close acquaintances, or even family that you can share, where you are in life, and you can touch base on like a weekly, monthly basis, or whenever you're feeling in a rut, just be like, hey, like, I just need to chat. Like, we haven't touched base in a while. Like, let's see what's going on. What's happening with you? And so that is great in person, but since we're in social distancing right now, like getting a mastermind group together, a social interactive group together on Zoom, so you guys can just all connect and touch base and raise each other's spirits and motivate each other. Like, that's awesome. And I highly encourage it as my number 4. So number 5, this one will be a little more challenging to do during quarantine, but it is take a break or a vacation. Yes, we want to be motivated to do the big things in our life. Yes, we do experience resistance, and things come to steer us away from our great life's purpose. But sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and then we start negative self-talking and, punishing ourselves for not getting certain things done. And, we can negative, like, our motivation can become negative at times. And that could also be resistance. But in this case, when you've exercised your motivation and it's not working, you don't want to do it, and you are beating yourself up over it, it might be time to take an actual break, take a vacation. So if we are able to leave our homes and go on some sort of vacation where you can completely step out of the rut or the major funk that you're in, great. But even if it's while you're at home, let's do a staycation. Treat yourself to amazing takeout. Maybe do like a whole week where you do not put any pressure on yourself to do anything with regards to your big mission, your life purpose, your manifesto, like whatever it is. Like, just take a week off and just allow yourself to do whatever no pressure, enjoy life as you like. This is the time that you can do that. You can stay at home. And most of us are, being compensated by either savings, or the government has been helping us out, or our place of employment has been helping us out. And so right now is the time that you can have like a bit of a staycation. So take a week and just decide to do things that you love, things that you have fun doing, whether it's puzzles, or getting online and doing murder mystery parties, or playing board games online. I joined a Catan league. Like, what? I love playing games, and so now I'm part of a league. Just do things that you love, and do that for, like, if you want to just break off from the pressure of getting that big idea done, just take a week off and just do things that you enjoy, do things that you love, and revitalize yourself, reinvigorate yourself. Number 6, this is kind of more on a smaller scale, but like this is more about your kind of daily motivations, is just to do something. So if you're just kind of sitting on the couch playing video games, or just watching TV, and you just don't feel like doing anything, you don't feel like taking a shower, you don't feel like making food, you don't feel like doing the dishes, you don't feel like, when you get into those ruts where you just don't want to do anything, well, the key to kick yourself into gear is by doing just one tiny little thing. So whether it's just like brushing your teeth, that just changes the momentum. Take that shower, just take a shower, and maybe put on something nice. That breaks up the momentum and the monotony of the rut, and like that kind of downward, lower vibration energy of just like stagnant. And so shake it up. Maybe make a smoothie. I don't know, do something small. Maybe it's clean one drawer in the kitchen. Just do one small little thing, but just do something. And you can increase this incrementally, like daily, like just do like one tiny little thing. And you can even reward yourself. It's like, okay, well, if I do this one little thing, then I get to watch an hour's worth of TV. Or if I do this, I get to do that. And I know that, you don't necessarily want to reward yourself with things, just for doing something, because that kind of buys into like the reward and punishment society that we're in. But it's a way to help motivate you if you want. And so sometimes I do that. I'm like, and sometimes it's not even the rewards that great, but I'll be like, okay, I am going to do da, 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 da. And once I do that, then I can go online and play a game. Then you just get it done. So you can do the fun thing. You can do the dopamine, addiction thing. You can scroll on your phone now, but just do like one tiny little thing that will just kind of jumpstart, just shift your motivation, and then you can gather more of these things in on a daily basis. What ends up happening with being actually motivated to do your big work is that it's too big, and you can't see from where you are to, how much work it's going to take to get to the end result, that you kind of what's the word I want? Psych yourself out of doing the small little steps to get there. So just focus on the small stuff, tiny little things like brush your teeth, and then you'll feel like, okay, maybe I want to do something small, nothing big. Just do little increments, little steps, and eventually you will want to work on your bigger thing. So if you are a writer and you're writing a book and you find that you're in a rut and you don't want to sit down and write, I get it. But maybe just like say, hey, I'm going to get up, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to take a shower, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work on my thing, my novel I'm just going to 10 minutes, one page, one sentence, whatever. And you'll find that if you just sit down and just start doing it a little bit without any pressure that you have to write the entire thing in one sitting, just like a little bit. It's not that big deal. And, and if you don't feel like writing anymore, then don't. Just take the pressure off yourself and just do little itty bitty things. And the last one, and this one I think is the most fun, is just try something new. try something completely new, completely different, maybe something that you've always had like a little interest in, or, you know, you maybe dabbled in before, but you never really put that much energy into. Just try something new. I get excited when I start try something new. During this quarantine, I decided to start learning about astrology. Now I know a little bit about astrology because it kind of goes hand in hand with spirituality and tarot. And so, but now I'm like learning about these things, and like I'm in it. Like I am going to know everything about astrology, and just the act of learning that, it's like, oh well, I've learned now that, you know, how I'm motivated or how I like to do things is like this, this, and this. So it makes sense that I do this, this, and this. But then it's also helping me want to make this video, which is also going to help me make my, no, I have to write a script. I'm basically writing like a TV show. And that's what I'm going to start writing in the morning. So try something new. It starts getting your creative juices flowing. It gets your brain moving. Like when you're a child, like you're always taking in new information and learning this and learning that. And you got excited about learning things, learning something new. And sometimes when we were in school, learning became less fun because sometimes it became a measure of intelligence, etc. And so sometimes people got scared of not looking smart, or scared of the punishment, or scared of, you know, just the comparison part that happens within schooling. But at a fundamental level, when we were young, we loved learning new things. It was exciting. It was like, you know, you're learning about the world. You're learning how things work, and it's pretty amazing. And so let's kind of go back into feeding that childlike version of us, to see things with new eyes, to see things like as a beginner, to see things like, wow, like how this works and how it all comes together. Like that's pretty awesome and pretty amazing. So I would say learn something new, because like, I don't know, I love learning stuff. I think it's super fun, and I think that it will help you get out of your rut, just to learn something completely different, something that you never, you know, never bothered learning, or you wanted to learn but you felt you couldn't, or you didn't have time to, whatever it is, learn something new. That'll be a great way to help you get out of your rut, shift your motivation, just change up your energy. And when you know more, you can do more, and you have more experience, and, you know, you never know what information that this learning something new is going to be valuable in the foundation that you need for your greatest work, your greatest masterpiece, your career, your dream life, your desired life. So those are my 7 top ways to get out of that rut, get out of that funk, raise your motivation to a certain extent, I guess you can call it as well. I don't know. Do I have anything else to say? I don't think so. I think I said enough. But I'll keep you guys updated on how I'm doing with my 9:30 a.m. Alarm clock. I don't know if I said 9 at the beginning, but 9:30 I think I can handle. I think 9 is too drastic for me right now. But 9:30, let's do it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. Also, make sure that you subscribe right down below and ring that bell, so every time I have a new video, which is daily, it will show up as a notification. I hope you guys are all doing amazing, and as always, I will see you in the spotlight. Take care.